Hard time trying to get lifeguards this season. At the beginning of the season, we only had 6 folks apply to be a lifeguard. So we had to hold a hiring fair, and we increased wages here from minimum wage to $12 an hour to try to help fulfill those positions. A lot of competition out there right now. Folks are not paying minimum wage, so at the start we were kind of under the threshold for many of the employers that were paying $10, $11, $12 an hour. And then also I think there's a barrier because the position requires training. So there is a 20-hour training course where the folks have to come in, learn rescue skills, emergency, multiple rescue response scenarios. So I think the course itself creates a barrier. And then thirdly, I think sometimes if folks aren't acclimated to the water, they don't take swim lessons as a kid, they don't necessarily think of lifeguarding as a career choice as they get up into high school and college age. Luckily here at Twinsburg, we run certification courses throughout the year. So they can come, go to our website, twinsburgrecreation.com, sign up for a course. It's a week long, so they come in. We do, like I said, multiple training scenarios, learning rescue skills, doing CPR, first aid, and they can do it all right here at the Twinsburg Fitness Center. It really is a great job. Lifeguarding is rewarding. You're a first responder. You're helping keep folks in your community safe, so it's really rewarding. And we also have opportunities for folks who like to teach, so they can teach swim lessons and work with the young folks. So I think it's a really rewarding job, and it's really fun to help out those in your community.
I feel like this is one of the hidden treasures of Aurora. Our nature center, I feel like people don't really understand how much we have back there as far as trails, as far as resources for kids. And I feel like this can be a great way to, spend a Thursday, Friday morning, get your kids engaged and give them a deeper understanding of the natural world. Especially nowadays, I feel like a lot of times there can be more of a disconnect. We have so much technology that we're surrounded by that, sometimes it can be a little bit harder to get your kids outside. Really what we're doing is a lot of crafts, a lot of walking through the woods. I'm trying to set things up on our paths for the kids to interact with, while also having games and different activities for them to do here at the pavilion. We do a lot of facts. We go on hunts to try to find different animals, whether it's turtles, snakes, frogs, spiders, all sorts of stuff through the nature center. But yeah, we've even done some scavenger hunts trying to find different plants, things like that. It's definitely for younger kids. I would say anywhere between ages 4 to 10, so it's pretty broad. We're hoping to be able to engage multiple different age points. No requirements. We do ask that if they can, through the Mobius Nature website, there's a link for them to hit a sign up. It's not required to sign up, but it does help me prep for my lessons, so I know kind of how many kids I should be expecting. So the programs, I'm doing a Tuesday program that's at 10 a.m. where it's more hiking, kind of being with nature type thing. So it is a little bit more like scavenger hunts, like a safari day where we try to find animals. And then on Thursday and Friday, I have a 10 a.m. and noon lesson where we do an animal theme for each week. This week is arachnids, so we're going to be doing spiders. We have a scorpion in a jar I'm going to bring out, and we're going to be a little bit in the woods. I'm going to set some stuff up in there, but then we're also going to come back, do a craft, and kind of learn about the animals. I get a lot of comments that are like, oh my gosh, I remember, going and finding snapping turtles when I was a kid from a lot of the parents, and then they're like, oh, now we get to do that with our kids. So I definitely think there's been a lot of positive feedback so far. I think kids are able to really have some fun, and it's engaging for them. They love little dirty stuff, so if they can play in the mud, touch a turtle, all of that sort of stuff. I just hope we get to see some more friendly faces here. It's been going pretty good so far.
This summer camp is for members and surrounding residents. It is a 10-week camp. We register children on a week-by-week basis. Each week we offer different activities such as arts and crafts, sports in the gym, swimming, and we take a field trip every week. So this week the children are going to Young Chefs Academy in Solon, where they're going to learn how to make soft pretzels. We've also done So Artsy. The following week we're going to the Akron Zoo. We've got a lot of great field trips planned.
The kids have been really excited to do arts and crafts. I've planned out Ocean Week. We've done Dinosaur Week. That's probably my favorite week so far. They've painted fossils, they've painted canvases, and the kids seem to have like a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward for the rest of the summer, and meeting all these new kids has really been really awesome and fun. So hopefully we can continue to do that.
So this camp has been in existence since the rack opened, but this is the first year we've taken it over. Everyone seems to really enjoy it. Kids who had not registered for the entire summer have now begun to register for additional weeks because they've had so much fun. So we've had a really positive experience. I think they should sign their kids up here because we've got a small group, a lot of staff, and a lot of great activities planned. To sign up, you come on into the Reminderville Athletic Club, fill out the packet of paperwork. We take payment upon registration. It's really easy. You can come in anytime we're open.
The Palmer House was one of the first frame structures built in Northfield. Originally was built by, the original homestead was built by Hezekiah and Abigail Palmer, who moved to this area in 1832. And then there's some debate upon how this house came into being, because Hezekiah sold property to his son William. The house was built in 1844, but we can't tell whether or not Hezekiah built it or William built it. What's unique about this structure is that it is one of the few remaining vertical beam construction homes in the state of Ohio. Last count, I think we were one of 5. And what it means is that this is kind of like a log cabin, except that the beams, which are solid wood, 4 inches wide and stretching from the foundation all the way up to the second floor, are anywhere between 14 and 18 inches wide. So it's a log cabin built vertically. And there's only about maybe 5 or 6 of these structures left in the state of Ohio. The significance of this building is that the Palmers lived here until 1915. Then the school system purchased the Palmer House and moved it to this location. It started out, actually the first superintendent of schools lived here for a short time until his home was built further on down Old 8. And then teachers stayed here. And that existed up until the 1950s. In the 1950s, the PTA of Northfield Elementary School petitioned the school to ask them whether or not they could convert this building into the library. And this became the first library in the area in a permanent building. Up until that point, the libraries were part of the schools. This stayed as a library until the new library was built down Old 8 in approximately 1964, 1965. Then the Historical Society asked the school system whether or not they could turn this into a museum and house artifacts of the local area. And one of the things that's interesting is that the school still owns this building and the property it sits on. And the Historical Society leases the property from the school system and is responsible for all of the upkeep and maintenance, and then obviously all of the artifacts that are in here. I would imagine when you talk to some people out there, I'm not sure that they really realize what the Palmer House is and what its significance is to the community. What we're trying to do is to, through the Historical Society, is to educate people as to what this building is and the significance of the history, not only of this building, but of the area, because there's an awful lot of history that people are unaware of. One of the projects that we undertook as a Historical Society several years ago was to inventory all of the century homes here. And it's very interesting to have people come in and ask about their home that they're in. How old is it? When was it built? Who built it? An interesting story is that on Valley View Road over there, there are 3 significant homes built by Colonel Peck. And one of the folks purchased that this year, or a few years ago. Anyway, they were remodeling their kitchen, and they tore down the ceiling, and falling out from the rafters were some love letters written by a young girl when she was 16 who was attending Northfield here to her boyfriend. Now, interestingly enough, her boyfriend eventually lived in that house, and he's the one who hid those letters in the floorboards. So I've gotten emails coming through to the Palmer House email asking, would you like to have this for the Palmer House? Would you like to have this? So it's becoming a repository for people to bring in artifacts that their loved ones and their great-grandparents left behind. Hopefully we'll have one lady show up on Sunday who was bringing an embroidery. Her grandmother graduated from Northfield High School in 1918, and she's going to bring the embroidery that her grandmother put together. And they're a prominent family. Some of the roads that are in and listed around the community are from the settlers here. Nesbitt Road, one of the biggest ones we have, and the Nesbitt farm is long gone. Now it's a housing development. But we had somebody visit us 3 years ago, and she brought a cooking pot, which is sitting over there, along with a bell. And what's interesting about that is that cooking pot came over with her, I think, 4th great-grandfather when he came over from Scotland in 1735. So what we're trying to do as people bring in artifacts is to tell us the story behind the artifact. Why is it important to you, and what do these people mean to the community? So when folks come to the Palmer House, not only do they see the artifact, but they can attach themselves to the person, and it kind of like personalizes that object for all of us, so we can share in the history of those people. We're hoping, I mean, we have been closed down for more than a year. I think the last time we were in here was 2019 as the Historical Society. People have asked us, you know, when are we going to be able to open, or can we open up? So we've been preparing for this for some time. We had our second meeting last night, and we have our volunteers all set to go. And we're just trying to get the word out to tell people that the Palmer House is now available, and come visit us. As you can see, some of the things here, we've got tags marked on a lot of the objects. We've been conducting inventories to kind of reestablish what we have here, and more importantly, to reestablish who it belonged to. It was interesting as we go through and do our inventory in preparation for people coming here so we can tell them the story. We're adding a little bit more history to that. For instance, if you were to walk over into this room here, which we call the dress room, or the wedding dress room, there's a wedding dress in there. It was made in 1835. It was for a young woman who got married when she was 15. So it's kind of interesting to have people take a look at that. And more importantly, maybe the history of hat pins. I mean, people say, a big deal, it's a hat pin. What's significant about a hat pin? Well, women used to use those hat pins to secure their hat to their hair. But did you know that in 1917, men passed laws limiting the size and length of hat pins, because men were afraid if they upset their girlfriend, she'd whip out her hat pin and say, back off. So they limited the length of those. So those kinds of stories, you know, kind of like let you know, history maybe, I kind of like tell everybody, history is the foundation that the future is built on. A couple of things that we're trying to do is to put together programs to get more interest in. We have been successful in putting together a kids program. And what it allows the children to do is they come through here. We've been hosting the 3rd grades over Northfield Elementary for several years. We just hosted the St. Barnabas summer school program. And what it is the kids come in and they walk through the house, and we give them a complete tour explaining to them specific artifacts that they need to pay attention to. And then we have a booklet that we hand out to them along with stickers. And there is a clue in the booklet that hopefully they would have gotten the narrative of when they went through their walkthrough that describes the object, and then they have to find the appropriate sticker, and they put the sticker in there. So it gives them a history of the Palmer House along with, you know, a pictorial representation of what they saw when they go through the tour. We've, in the past, I think 2019 was the last year, we had 80 some odd third graders, I believe, go through. And we had 26 come from St. Barnabas just in the past June. And I would like to extend that program out to the other schools to bring history alive to the kids out there, to get their interest. Because one of the things that we're finding is that I guess you would say the next generation down, they've got more things to do than to worry about history. But then again, you find the young folks, and it was very gratifying that a couple of the youngsters that in 2019, we walked through from Northfield Elementary, she came through and we asked whether or not she wanted a guide, and she said, "No, I'm going to show my folks around. I know what it is." And that was very gratifying. You know, you have a youngster, she's 9 years old, and she's going to conduct the tour because she learned during her tour what these things mean. The Historical Society is a nonprofit organization, and we do not receive funding except for donations. And over the last decade, I would say that our donations have been minimal. We were getting very tremendous support from the VFW for a number of years, and we were able to sustain ourselves off of those donations. But of late, we've had major repairs here. We had to replace the roof. We had to have the outside painted, and we still have constant maintenance on the property. So one of the things that we're hoping that we can get the community to do is, you know, maybe make a few more donations, or what we would really like is to join the organization and then pay your dues every year. We have fixed expenses for the house. We have to pay for insurance. We have to pay for the lighting. And unfortunately, because nobody lives here, the illuminator or the electric company charges us a commercial rate. So we use $2 worth of electricity and are charged $90 because it's classified as commercial property. And we also have to pay gas so that the water lines don't freeze. So community support would be helpful in donations, and it would also be very helpful to have folks participate in the Historical Society to give some of us who are getting up there in the years a little bit of a break. We think it's a fun organization, and it has branches and people, you know, when you go talk to other folks and things like that, I mean, we've got history abounding in this community, and it's very interesting, and it's gratifying to share that with folks. So I guess that we could say donate a little bit of money, donate a little bit of time, and possibly join the organization. It's one of those things, you know, I asked the solicitation, you know, because, you know, we need money and things of that nature, but it's really nice to have people come in and just share their stories with us. Maybe they remember something that their grandparents did, or it was passed down through their history or something like that. Or like the folks who come in and share their artifacts. I know there are people who have stuff in their attic that say, "I don't know what this is, why don't I just throw it away?" We'd like to see it. Come in and show it to us. Not only that, but then again, that gets them to visit the Palmer House. In some cases, we need people to share some of their expertise. We're not experts. You know, we live in the community for preservation, like for the clothing and things like that. It would be nice to have somebody who knows what the proper preservation is for some of those dresses we have. I mean, the one dress is close to 200 years old. I can't believe that we're storing it properly. I mean, that's just my guess is. Just things of that nature. And come on down and visit us. We'd appreciate their company.
Family Fun Day is going to be on Saturday, June 19th from 1 to 4. It's going to be fabulous. We're so excited. We're going to have touch-a-truck, so there's going to be police cars, fire vehicles, service vehicles. There's also going to be the rocket car rides. There's going to be a petting zoo with unicorn rides. There's also going to be balloon artists. There's going to be face painters. We also are going to have a 5-hole mini golf course from the American Legions in Aurora. And there's going to be music and crafts and just a lot of fun. So Family Fun Days has been going on for years. We're so very excited to have it back this year and have it in person. We're so excited to bring all the villagers back together and to be able to share and enjoy the community around us. The 4th of July parade is going to be fabulous. I cannot wait for everyone to come together. It starts at about 10:30 here, going down Glenwood, taking a left down Nautilus Trail and ending up in the Aurora Shores Marina. We are encouraging every patriot to please join and be part of the parade. If you ride a motorcycle, you have a classic car, if you have a four-wheeler, a golf cart, if you want to create a float, have your team join. We would love it. The more the merrier. If you have any questions, please just call Stacy up at Village Hall and she'll totally help you out.
The month of July serves as Parks and Recreation Month for our field of Parks and Recreation, and it is recognized by the NRPA, which is our National Recreation and Parks Association. And in the month of June, our mayor, Mayor Nicholas Molnar, actually had listed us down and given us a proclamation for celebrating in the city of Macedonia that the month of July would serve as Parks and Recreation Month. So it was a really neat thing for us to do as a department, to get the proclamation from the mayor and be recognized as a Parks and Recreation department that is celebrating this month, which is such a big month for us in the field. Obviously there's 12 months in a year and we're programming for all these months. July is special because it really promotes Parks and Recreation and how it can impact families and individuals. And one of our things, as you see the beautiful park that we have here, we are currently at Longwood Park, and we are in the pavilion area specifically, where we have a host of things going on. One of the particular items I'd like to highlight, though, is our summer camp. Our summer camp is based out of Longwood Park, takes place at the pavilions behind us, and we take part in a lot of different activities. Through the month of July, we have presented the community a calendar that essentially lists Monday starting as day one perhaps for the week, and it lists throughout the course of the week all the different exercises you can do to just be an active participant in health and wellness. And this calendar has been posted to the community. It's available on our website and our social media sites, in addition to being in the rec center. The reason I highlight this is you as an individual can partake in this activity, and it's got various things like push-ups, sit-ups, some running. I think there's even some burpees and some different aspects in there. Our summer camp also participates in this. So each day, whatever day of the week that is, and like let's say for instance on a Monday, they're going to hit that Monday workout. So the whole camp gets involved right here on the very grounds that we're standing on. So it's a neat little thing to kind of tie into the education of fitness for our camp kids and also get into the community. So we're really excited about the way that we can extend out. We have some various specials that have gone on. Last weekend, for instance, we had some opportunities for some fitness classes that took place both in the park and inside the recreation center. And please keep an eye out on our website and social media for upcoming activities that will take place through the rest of this month. There'll be special pop-up events. It might be a aerobics class taking place outside, or you have the opportunity to also get a couple sales that we're going to have on memberships coming up through the month of July. So please keep an eye out on our social media sites for that. You'll be able to get that information there. And with these listings, we also like to highlight our wonderful trails that are out here in Longwood Park. We encourage all of our guests of the facility as well as our community members to get out and enjoy the park. Have picnics out here. We have these pavilions, 3 pavilions here at Longwood Park that are available for rental. And we also have our park trails that take place just right off to the side here that I'm pointing to now. And we encourage families to get out and take hikes and enjoy our park trails for all that they have to offer. We have Longwood Park as a park area, and also it is our key feature for our baseball fields. And we have had so much positive feedback about getting out in the month of July and attending a baseball game or kids participating in the baseball games. And what's nice is we're getting more people on the trails right now due to obviously getting warmer temperatures as you hit June and July. Particularly in July though, you get a lot of families coming through And what's nice is we're also getting some people coming in from out of town, and it's been great to get their feedback as well and say, hey, these are wonderful trails. Have you looked at doing this or that with the trails? So that's been really neat to also get that feedback from people that have been seeing other locations. So we love getting the feedback to see how we can improve these and expand in the future. And we are currently working on trail expansion as we go. So this is going on to our 5-year master plan. So we are looking to definitely upgrade what we have here. A couple other things that have come up recently were families asking, can you extend Parks and Rec month to every month? And of course, July is nationally recognized and celebrated, and parents have asked, are there other things that we can do to keep encouraging health and wellness within our youth? Because that's one of the big things people want to see. So our current staff is working on that, and they're going to see what kind of opportunities we can set up for the future and moving forward. Pieces of time that will continue to go month by month to be able to offer that to the community, keep kids active in fitness, as well as the program activities. The biggest reason I look at to have people participate in this month is when we get the opportunity to go outside, which in the state of Ohio, you know, we're not outside 12 months a year. We have a lot of inclement weather that comes in. July is a beautiful month for us. It's a celebration month as far as Parks and Rec go, and obviously as a society we love these months that we get to celebrate for different things. This is a very good time for us. Our parks are beautifully green, everything is well maintained, the landscape looks beautiful, and we've had obviously some ups and downs with the rainy season. This is just a great time of year. It's a travel season as well for summer vacations and different tournaments that have been going on. Wonderful time for people to be able to travel throughout northeastern Ohio, and we certainly welcome people to come into our community, enjoy the amenities that we have here, enjoy the Park and Rec month, and be able to give us, you know, feedback and insight as to what they see. Also post pictures on social media, tag us at MacRec, and we'd love to get your feedback and get a picture posted of you in the community enjoying things, and keep the spirit of Parks and Rec going for everybody.
Today in Focus, it's easy to get your COVID vaccine. Aurora combined National Night Out with Truck and Tractor Night. Twinsburg Community Theater celebrated their 25th anniversary. Make sure you know the traffic rules concerning school buses. Community Focus will live stream local jazz musicians. And the Humane Society visits with a little furry friend. Hi, I'm Claire Schiopota. Welcome to In Focus. Just a reminder that it's really easy to get your COVID vaccine now. Go to Nordonia Hills Branch Library on Wednesday, August 11th. No appointment needed and insurance is accepted. National Night Out is an annual event that promotes camaraderie between safety forces and community members. The City of Aurora combined National Night Out with Truck and Tractor Night at Kiwanis Moore Park. Take a look. Last week, Twinsburg Community Theater celebrated their 25th anniversary at Parisi Amphitheater. We stopped by to learn more about their post-COVID plans, and were treated to some information about the library's teen summer play.
So we are thrilled in the book.
In the next few weeks, you'll start to see school buses driving around town, but as a driver, are you sure you know what to do? Watching this short video will definitely help. As part of their Music in the Garden series, Twinsburg Library presents the Aiden Plank Duo. These local jazz musicians will play live on Wednesday, August 11th at the library. But if you can't be there, you can enjoy a live stream of the show on the Community Focus app. Just go to mycommunityfocus.app. This month's adoptable pet from the Humane Society is almost impossible to resist.
Hi, I'm Ashley and I'm with the Humane Society of Summit County, and today I have with...
Thanks for watching In Focus. Have a great week.